What's up, YouTube? Brian here, bringing you the second Thorough Thursday where I go through and update all my tanks with y'all. So right now we're looking at the male Guppy tank. I sold off most of the males, and these are what are left. Got the Molly still. This guy's new. I think he's actually an Endler perhaps, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I thought he looked really cool, and he was really cheap, so I picked him up. And then these three are leftovers from before. That one I bred, the bluegrass, and the other one I bought. I still need to get into this tank with something to get rid of algae. I tried some hydrogen peroxide I had, but it was like a low percentage solution. It didn't really do anything to the algae, so still need to handle that. There's still a lot of snails in here. It's not as bad as it was before because I've been pulling them out quite frequently, but I put all the frog bait in here and moved the other plants into the female guppy tank. But there are also 4 guppies right now. There is the white tuxedo, which you know from before. This is the same strain as the platinum mosaic Dumbo ear male over there. I think it might be crossed with the tuxedo, but I'm not 100% on what its parents are. But it's basically a female of the same strain as the male. Same with this one. These are both platinum mosaic Dumbo ear thing. That female is a bluegrass female. So pretty soon here we're going to get breeding. I put wood in here in case I ever actually catch the plico from upstairs. I'm going to move them down here. I've tried a few times to catch them, haven't been able to. With both plants over here in anticipation of raising fry in here. I have this little tiny tank set up. Right now there's nothing in it really, but except for some fish poop and food and stuff. I'm going to put this sponge filter in there along with one of the females and the male soon to get them breeding. But I have a sneaky suspicion that they're all pregnant on me somehow, because I must have missed a male or something. They all just have that like squared off looking belly, and their gravid spots are all huge and dark. So I'm waiting right now to make sure they're not pregnant. I'm also about to go on a trip, so I'm going to be out of town for several days. So I don't want to do anything until I get back anyway. But the plan is to cross him with her, him, the dark blue with her, and the bluegrass with her. Eventually I might breed her, I'm not sure. Right now I'm not planning on breeding her immediately. And same for this guy, I don't know if I'm going to breed him or not. Alright, that's it for the guppy tanks. Alright guys, next up we're going to talk about the 65. Actually not so great in here. The German blue ram is dead. I've got some kind of sickness going around. 2 of my discus are also sick, at least 2. This one and that one. She's doing better. I always think of this one as a girl, I don't know why. This one is still not doing so great. As you can see, it's not trying to eat along with everyone else. Normally he's the one that's all big and bright red, but he's getting better over the past couple days. It's been really dark, and he has like a white patch on his side. Some kind of fungus or something attacking him. And it was bigger, but it's been getting smaller every day. the ram was fine, and then the discus showed signs of illness first, those 2 discus, so I was like, uh-oh, I started changing water every day, and just, trying to take care of them, and then a couple days later, the ram, his forehead the area that was all orange and red, it just turned all white, and then the next day he was dead. Or maybe not even the next day, later that day he was dead. And I was trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, you can see the white right there on the discus. It was about 3 times or 4 times bigger than that a few days ago. So I was trying to figure out what's going on, and I threw a thermometer in there just to see if it might be something with temperature. And the tank was 31 degrees, which is way too hot, Celsius. And so something was wrong with my heater, I guess. It wasn't on all the time, but it was running several degrees hotter than what the thermometer on the heater was set to. So I unplugged it overnight, waited for the tank to stabilize. It was at 26 degrees, 25 degrees, something like that. I want it to be 27, 28, so I turned the heater down a few degrees, plugged it back in. Now everything's chilling at 27, 28. Other than the ram and that sick discus, everyone else is doing fine. As you can see, the water looks pretty clear and pretty good. Gio's starting to really color up. He's starting to get extensions on his ventral fins. Neo is also getting much more confident, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You might have noticed this filter thing. I took away the trash can part, went back to one of the power heads I used in the past, which is running down to just a little strainer thing that runs up into a hose, into this little tray that I got, which has sponges in it, and then it just drains back down into the tank. So that's acting as kind of a polisher, mechanical filtration to polish the water. I took out most of the wood, only wood left is the 2 big pieces. And I moved it around a little bit, so I think you can see the fish better. It gives them more room to swim, more room for water. Huang Jin's not doing so great. Gen Jin rather, he's got a little, I think you can see it actually, let's see if we can get in there. Yeah, see that patch of white on the bottom of his little hole cover flap? I don't know what that thing's called, but there's a hole worn through the shell where it should be hard. So I don't think he's getting enough nutrition. I've been putting vegetables in there every day the last couple days, but most times I come back in the morning and they're still in there. They're just floating around all moldy instead of on the bottom where they were when I left them. So I don't know if he's gonna pull through or what, but I'm gonna keep trying to give him more vegetables. Anyway, I'm about to go away on my trip, so I don't know what's going to happen with this tank. I'm really apprehensive about leaving a sick discus or 2 behind, because I've been giving them daily 90% water changes, and that's been helping them get better. But I'm going to be gone for, let's see, 4 days, 4.5 days, so I think they'll be fine, but I'm really hoping I don't come back to my biggest discus here dead on me, because that would suck. Alright, that's it for this tank for now. Oh, I took out one more thing, sorry. I took out a bunch of the pothos. There's about half of it left. strewn across the new filter. I need to also do one more thing. I need to cut this PVC bar about in half, like right there where the end of the filter is, so that it will set back down in there. Right now it's overlapping with the lid, so that looks kind of crappy, but I'll do that after my trip. And I still need to catch the Plico out of here when I get the chance. Anyway, let's move on to the last two tanks. Alright, for these last two tanks, not a whole lot has changed. Baby mystery snails are getting bigger. Some of them. Killifish and rasboras are doing well. Rams are doing well. There's one hiding back there. There's one hiding back there. Let's look at this tank over here. Caesar's in the way. Hi, Caesar. Out of the way, buddy. Oh, look, you can see the Pogorami. So this tank is fine also. Little cattail getting in the way of the camera. Everybody seems to be happy, healthy, whatever. The plants are still doing mediocre. I haven't had time to pull out the Anubias yet, but I think I am going to pull out both those Anubias, especially when I start breeding guppies again and put them down with the guppies. Look at that poker. I never get to see it, it always hides. So pretty. The Congo tetras are also looking pretty good. Getting more of the red, orange stripe. These black emperors are growing pretty slowly, but there's a lot of fish in here, so I'm not worried about it. Look how fat that algae eater is. You have a feeling that girl, guy, whatever, hogs a good deal of the food in the tank. Look at its belly. It doesn't want to come out, whatever. Nowhere near as big as the algae eaters I've seen in some of these public aquariums. Ooh, that Pogorami looks good. They like to hang out over here by the flow, outflow from the filter. Alright, this video is just getting way too long. I'm sure nobody's even watching this at this point, but if you still are, thank you for watching this week's update, and I hope to see you guys next time.